behind our race leader. Let's get down to Hugh Chamberlain and find out what was going on.
Hugh, obviously the car came in there very quickly. We could see it had a puncture, but was there anything else going on?
Yeah, what happened was we got a puncture down the Mulsanne, the first lap. Luckily, we saw it on the telemetry, told the driver, he slowed down, but it still was going too quickly because obviously he's on the Mulsanne, he's going 200 miles an hour. So we slowed him down and he brought it back. Unfortunately, it's damaged the wiring loom that goes to the rear lights. We have some temporary lights on there, which the officials agreed with, and he's gone back out with a new set of rubber. So we're now planning to get a new wiring loom ready, and then we'll put it on when he comes in for the next stop.
Well, David, obviously problems starting early for the Chamberlain Synergy car, and as you can see on board here, the battle with the Audi and the Peugeot. This is Nick Minasion's view, I'm sure, because he's dropping down behind the Audis. Here it is from the outside.
It is. That was Frank Bieler. You can see in the main picture when we're having that interview there, the Audi going past Nicholas Minassian. And looking at that, I have to say, I would expect that the Peugeot guys have decided to have one quick car and really go for it, and the other one maybe not quite as fast, but let's try and get some reliability out of it. And you know, the Audis, they're flat out all the time, right from the word go. And now you've got who's the other one? Lucas Luhr right behind Nicholas Benassi, and he'll be thinking that he'll have that place as well.
Well, of course, Lucas Luhr doesn't want to lose touch with the other Audis because there are never going to be any team orders until maybe the final half hour of this race, and the Audi that's running fastest and longest trouble-free is going to win the race. All three of those Audi teams think that they can win the race, and they've got to beat their own teammates to do so. So if you let them go, then you're giving away the opportunity perhaps to stand on the top step of the podium here at Le Mans. So there will be no hanging around, and unless Minassian has got a slight drama or has been asked to stick to a certain pace, I'm surprised to see him even dropping back an inch from Bourdais.
I have to say, looking at these cars and the way they're going around that big long right-hander before the Dunlop chicane there, it looks as though the Peugeot is much flatter in its aerodynamics. It's much less, it's more low drag. It's meant to go down the straights very quickly. It's struggling to get around the corners on the same line as what the Audi was, because when it came up the hill from the start and finish, it went really wide and had to come back quite sharp, and the Audi just went straight round the inside. And the Peugeot is moving around on the circuit an awful lot more, so we've got a lot less downforce on these cars, the Peugeot 908 HDIs, than they certainly have on the Audis.
Let's just have a quick look at what's going on in the other classes. We're not seeing any of those. Adrian Fernandez still leading LMP2 from Warren Hughes and from Michael Vergers, just 1.2 seconds covering those three. In GT1, Christophe Bouchou-Sayari in the Aston and the Celine. That's how they started, but David Braben's come up into third ahead of Ollie Gavin. And then looking down to GT2, Patrick Long has just taken the lead from Tim Mullen. That's just changed as we look, David.
Yes, it is, and he's managed to obviously get through there just before the start and finish line to turn that around, having gone through for their second lap.
Well, Frank Bieler is on the attack. You were riding on board, and again we are. You saw Nick Minassian checking the mirrors, and Frank Bieler is right up behind Sebastian Bourdais, and he's having a little look as well, having seen the Peugeot pull out and drive by on the straight. Now Bieler is saying, hey, two can play at that game. Aerodynamic toe works both ways, you know, so now both Peugeots have got an Audi latched firmly onto the and got them in the sights from behind. And don't forget, of course, there are three Audis. The first of them, Dindo Capello's, is away from this, and again Bieler having another look, and again Lucas Luhr is determined not to let Frank Bieler go, because he's right behind Minassian, just as Bieler is having a look at Bourdais. There's the battle between the second of the Peugeots and the second of the Audis. Lucas Luhr looking and just monstering around him there, pushing hard.
Again, when you come out of that corner, the Peugeot using all of the road, and the Audi not using all of the road. There's so much more grip in that Audi, whether it be aerodynamic or mechanical, whatever it is, than what there is in the Peugeot. Peugeot very much going for the low drag effect to try and get the straight line speed, which I have to say they've got, but you've also got a very good tow with the, if you've got a big car behind you.
Coming up to the Porsche curves with Lucas Luhr. Oh, that was Biela's view. Luhr has made the pass. Luhr is up ahead of Minassian into fourth. So that onboard view was with Frank Biela. And David, he was certainly using different lines, shaping up perhaps to make a pass down into the Ford chicane. The directors are looking for him.
They've gone.
I think they've long since gone past that.
There we are.
Here we go.
That bit.
Down to the Ford chicane. That is Biela chasing Bourdais for second place. Behind, fourth place has already gone to Lucas Luhr. So exactly as the Audi team told us they would, they are running absolutely 100% right from the start of the race. And the best 100% is with Dindo Capello.
Now watch these two as they come up through here. And
it's a replay
nice
of the start, isn't it?
Wide turn. And look how much neater in the Audi is before he turns into the chicane. He doesn't have to use all of the road. He's finding it so much easier to drive the Audi than what Nicolas Minassian is, Bourdais is, trying to drive that Peugeot around there. The guys in the Peugeot, they're going to work very hard this weekend to try and keep those cars up front.
On board with Biela, sweeping through the Estes de la Chapelle, and soon we'll be onto the Mulsanne Straight, and still the Peugeot is right in his sights. Onto the ligne droite des Unaudières. This is still the battle for second place, and when we get a long shot we'll have to see what Dindo Capello's 12.2 second lead looks like. Capello's last lap 3:31, Bourdais 3:34.6. So that's an enormous, in fact 3:35.6, that's an enormous difference. Capello just set the fastest lap of the race, he's gone quicker and quicker, but Bourdais, it seems, is watching the mirrors and feeling the pressure. It's compromising his line, David.
It is. He's very much got a mirror full of Audi, and that's always going to be a problem because you don't always take the right line. You're just trying to make sure that you're keeping the guy behind. Peugeot desperately want to be at the beginning, front of this race. They don't want to give that away to anybody, and they'll be very disappointed that Capello's got away. But nevertheless, they're going to fight for their position all the time. Sébastien Bourdais, you can see him really using every ounce of that circuit to try and get through there and try and stay ahead of Frank Biela. Frank's following quite nicely, quite easily. They are now starting to catch the back markers. Yeah. One of the domes, the Japanese dome.
And that's Yamagishi, of course, and just catching Ben Alcott's Ferrari. I imagine Joe Macari will be starting that since he's the only one who's raced at Le Mans in the full race before.
It is Joe that started, and Joe's an experienced racer, so he'll know to keep out of the way of these quick guys and just let them go. You'll have seen the leader gone through. He's got
Biela's
two
really
through
sensing
now.
a chance.
Oh,
here
down
he comes,
the inside.
He's made the move, he's covered the Peugeot, that's it, he's through, second place, up to Indianapolis, he's still got the line, and Bourdais can't sit out there, it's not Elkhart Lake, you can't make it around 2x2.
Exactly where Luhr made the pass on Minassian, and as David said, the Audis just have got so much better traction grip coming out of Arnage down there. This is going to gladden the hearts of Audi. Let's just give a quick message. Martin and Teresa Pass, who look after Audi UK's motorsport press service here, say hi to Sarah, who's now living in Lincoln. And Sarah, we know you've been watching Motors every single session, so from Mum and Dad and from all the team here, hello.
Hello to the Polo Fox indeed, and I'm back from Radio Le Mans from this morning, so there should be no more confusion. Audi first, second and fourth here at Le Mans.
Matthew, obviously the tyres are going to be a big factor here this weekend. How difficult